Hi everyone, can you see me? Okay, my name is Joanne and I'm taking today's session on simple cooking. So I have prepared 3 dishes to teach you. So the first dish is miso soup, and then we will have minced meat with black bean sauce, and lastly we would have steamed egg tofu. I'll just show you the end product first before we begin. So if you can see in front of me, okay, this is the spread that I have prepared. Okay, it's really easy to do and most of the items are about 5 minutes in preparation. Hi Moses, can you all hear me? Okay, so let's begin with the first dish, which is the miso soup. So what we can do is, I have a pre-prepared bonito flakes sauce, and then what I will do is I will warm it up first, and once it's boiling I can put in my miso paste. Okay, and do not overboil your miso. If not, hang on, let me make it a louder. Is this better? Okay, so let me just repeat myself. I have bonito stock here. Okay, I have already heated up, so I'm waiting for it to boil. And once I boil it, what I'll do is I'll add miso paste. You can just find miso paste at the supermarket. Okay, why I'm using a net is that people like to just dunk the miso paste in there. It is not the correct way. You actually need to have a net and then slowly stir in, and do not overcook the miso, if not you lose all the nutrients. So once the water is boiling, okay, I'm sorry you can't see it here, then what I do is I will slowly stir in my miso. And let the miso paste dissolve into my bonito soup. And then what I'll do is I would have already put aside, I have already set up my tofu. So I have cubed tofu here. And then I had dry seaweeds that I have pre-soaked. So you can just soak the seaweed beforehand and just take a soup bowl, put in your tofu, okay, put in the seaweed without the water, and then once you're done, okay, take your miso soup, use a soup ladle, and then scoop it in. Okay, so there you have your first dish ready, and that's the miso soup. If you would like more ingredients in it, you can put in clams, you can put in meat, you can put in anything you like to make your miso soup more fancy. So this is the miso paste. Okay, and here we have the miso soup done. Okay, the next dish I'm going to teach is how to stir fry minced meat with black bean sauce. If you don't take meat, pork, you can replace it with beef, you can replace it with chicken, it's up to you. So this is my pan here, my frying pan. So let me add some oil and heat up my garlic and ginger. So let me just let my pan heat up. Okay, I have chopped garlic, I have the small onions, and I have some ginger, and then I will stir fry them. Okay, make sure that the items are golden brown first before you put in your meat. Okay. So here, I'm stir frying the onions, the garlic, as well as the ginger. And once I'm done with that, okay, once it's golden brown before it gets chowta, then what I do is I put in the pork. Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, if you don't take pork, you can mix it with chicken or minced beef. It's the same. So once I put in the pork, let me add a little bit of water for it to simmer. Okay, I'm going to just take some water. Okay, I'm going to add a bit of water. I can put some soya sauce or fish sauce if you want. Okay. And I'll let the meat cook. Okay, once the meat is cooked, then what I would do is then I would actually put in the black bean sauce. So I bought the canned black bean sauce that is pre-mixed, and then I would just put it in. Okay, you can see that the meat is cooked. And then what I do is then I'll put in the black bean sauce. So this is the black bean sauce. And then I'll continue to stir fry it to make sure that it's even. And once I'm done, I'm ready to serve. So this is the minced pork with black bean sauce. Okay, this is very easy to cook. It's like the ones that you get from the Teochew porridge store. Okay, you can eat it with porridge, you can eat it with rice. The other thing is if you want, you can also wrap it with lettuce and then eat it. Okay, so this is the minced pork with black bean sauce, and then I'll serve it on a plate. Okay, now for the last dish, what we have is steamed egg tofu, another easy to prepare dish. So what I do is I have my tofu here. Okay, you can see my tofu. It's the egg tofu that comes in a tube like this. Okay, what you do is you slice it in the middle first, and then break the package open and then squeeze out the tofu. Then what you do is you cut up the tofu. Okay, Moses, yes, I will show you the black bean sauce bottle in a bit, and I'll also post the recipe on the chat later, on the Facebook group later. Okay, so what I do is I will cut the tofu into different segments, and then I will put it in a dish, a deep dish, so that I can steam. Okay, so I put my tofu onto the dish here. Okay, one tube of the tofu, you can cut about 10 pieces. Okay, for demo, I'm just going to use 4 pieces. And then once you have it nicely arranged, the next thing I do is I put in some chicken stock. Okay, oops, I spilled some. I put in some chicken stock mix. Okay, and then I pour it over the tofu to give it some flavoring and taste. Okay, and what I did is I actually reserved some mincemeat and then to top it up and some toppings as well. So this is also mixed already. So I have mixed it with salt and pepper and a little bit of sesame oil. Then what I do is I just make it into a small little ball. Okay, and then I put it onto the tofu. Just arrange it into small little balls. And there, I'm ready to steam. Okay, so while I'm steaming, I'll show you the different ingredients that I use. Okay, here I have my steamer here, and then I just pop it in for about 5 minutes, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so I'll just let it steam for 5 minutes, and in the meantime, while we're waiting for it to steam, let me show you some of the ingredients as requested. Okay, so for tofu, I use any of the egg tofu I can find in the supermarket. Okay, for the chicken stock, I actually use the Coles savor rich chicken concentrate, so I find it really easy to cook with it. Okay, and for the black bean sauce, I use this black bean garlic, the legam ke one. Okay, and typically your soya sauce, your pepper that you probably have at home. So that's pretty much it. And then once it's ready, we can start plating. So let me just start plating with the food that we have arranged, we have cooked first. Okay, so what I did was I have already cooked some rice beforehand. So up to you whether you want rice or you want porridge. Okay, so I have already prepared some rice. Okay, just white rice. And then earlier we have done the miso soup. So this is the miso soup. Okay, I'm not going to spill it, so I'm just going to move the camera a bit. Okay. Yeah, so we have the rice, we have the miso soup, and then we will put the plating of the pork. So this is the pork. Okay, I put it on a plate of lettuce. You can do that so that you can have some veg as well. Okay, so we have the black bean. Okay, it's a bit difficult to navigate because I have to cook and all. So let me just try again. So I have the black bean sauce, pork, and then let's check on the tofu. So once the tofu is steamed and ready, okay, it might not be 5 minutes yet. Okay, so maybe you will wait a bit more, it's still raw. Then let me up the temperature a bit. And then we are done. So I'm just going to use the tofu that I made earlier. So this was the tofu. And what I do is that I can actually garnish it with some fried onions, spring onions, if you like, and you want to be fancy like myself. My kids love it with ikura, so I have some ikura here that I'll add on to my tofu. And then there, you have a very easy, quick and ready meal for lunch. So I'm good for today's lunch then, after this. Thank you. Okay, I will share the recipes on the Facebook group, and if anything, you can text me there. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.